guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lisa and this is The Girl Meets Yarn episode 23. Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is September 20th, 2019 and it's early in the morning and it's super overcast. I have artificial lighting here, so I look a little bluish, grayish tone. I couldn't figure it out on my camera today, but it's okay. I hope the colors show true too, but I doubt it. So this is take number 2. I recorded this episode on Wednesday and I talked. It was merely a talk show. Like, I'm not kidding. I talked for 2 hours and 2 hours and 13 minutes. It was something ridiculous. And I am a solo person. Of course, I'm by myself. I don't have nobody to, you know, give me a break in a way. So I will say after an hour and a half, I was done and I was making no sense. I was going to topic, but then in between topics, I was having like subtopics, and then I was going back and forth, and making or editing that video was seriously a nightmare. I am almost done editing that, but I was just like, this doesn't make any sense. So I decided to put my makeup on today and try it one more time, and this time if it doesn't come out like I like, it's okay. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is mablu_123 and my Ravelry is Lisa Lugo. You can find me over there. And if you are not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and do so. I will highly appreciate the numbers. And if you like this video, like it, give it a thumbs up. If you are one of the haters, we have space for you in this podcast as well. Do you and unlike the second as well. I'm kidding. I want to take a moment to thank everybody for the love that I received in the last episode. It's insane. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was the length of it or it was the name of it. I don't know, but you guys kind of liked it, and I am so thankful for you guys to subscribe, be there, watch it. So thank you. And I want to take a moment to reintroduce myself because I know I had a lot of subscribers and new people here. So my name is Lisa and I am from San Juan, Puerto Rico. I am born and raised in Puerto Rico, and I moved to the States when I was 34. I am currently 43 and I have 2 kids, a 24-year-old son, Francisco, his birthday was yesterday, and then a 19-year-old daughter named Stella, and she lives here. My son lives in Conway in Arkansas. When we moved here to the States, we moved to Bentonville, Arkansas when I spent 8 hours. I wish 8 years. 8 years, and after that we moved to Seattle where I am currently filming this. So a little bit about my crafting, I will say, portfolio, right? I learned very small. I was pretty much in 1st grade when I went with my first day of school to my first day of school with a pouch I made in my grandmother's old sewing machine, that black old sewing machine that she had. I remember this because I made the buttonhole for the button, of course, and it was so big that my pencils were going everywhere on my backpack, and I remember that because of the buttonhole. So I know that I have been sewing before I learned how to do math, and I want to say not before I start reading, writing, and reading, because I think sewing is more like a math kind of situation than reading, so it's a little bit more technical. So so I spent my summers with my grandmother, and she was very crafty. She did everything in the book except for knitting. So I knew how to crochet, embroider, do open work, and lace making since I am seriously not even a teenager. And when I moved here, I noticed that, you know, I had one thing that I wanted always to learn, and it was knitting. And I went and I took a class. It was like a 2-day kind of class, and they were going to show me, you know, knit, purl, and cast on. And I think it was like cable, something like that. I think it was like 2 or 3 days kind of thing. And I took the class 5 years ago, so I learned how to knit 5 years ago, and I hated knitting. I am not kidding. I hated knitting for 2-3 years because I learned how to knit I learned how to knit English style, and I was not a fan of that technique because I am a tight knitter. Well, English style I'm tight, continental I'm not. It's just weird. But I was only shown the way to knit English style instead of both, and I really honestly hated it. It was until I think it was 2016. It was 16, I don't know. It was 17 or 16. It was 17. I don't know whether it matters, but it was until 2017, February, that I learned how to knit continental, and everything kind of like, it was like a veil that like they took the mask out of my face, and I could see clearly. And since then, my love for knitting has been non-stop, and I've been knitting ever since. I am a sweater knitter. I don't do a lot of accessories, although we're gonna talk a little bit about that later on. And that's a little bit about me. 7 minutes. Okay, so last time I talked to you guys, it was what, August, and I was like seriously to my breaking point, and I had my son here, and I have Stella in the house. I have them like for 2 months, and I love my kids to death, but having a 2-bedroom apartment, I live in Fremont, pretty much I can see downtown Seattle from my apartment, and you know, living in this small quarters, it's really difficult, especially with 4 adults in total, and 2 dogs. So I was not feeling the love those last days that my kids were here. Right now, Francisco left for Conway. He is in school. He's in his last leg of school, and please have my son in your prayers, because I need him to finish. I need to light up all the white candles. We need to pray for him daily, because I want him to be done with school, and I want him to move here, get a job, and start adulting. Pretty much. He's not into it. He doesn't want to be an adult, but hello, dude, you're 24. Get in the program. Stella left for Thailand in August 30th. She's been backpacking since. She's gonna arrive, I think it's on Monday morning, and I cannot wait for her to arrive. She starts school on Wednesday. So you know, I have some people ask me, you know, very nosy, like why she's not in school. And the thing is that she is trimester based, so they start in pretty much the last week of September, and they go to pretty much the second week of December. And she has been out of school since June something, like at the end of June. So yeah, she's been backpacking, and I think I already inserted some pictures of you guys for you guys to see. I have to say, I don't know if I will ever do backpacking in Thailand. Like, the backpack is ridiculous. It's, I will say, pretty much almost the weight of Stella, and they are like riding motorcycles with those backpacks on there. Like, I don't get it. But to be young, you know, it's a virtue. So go you, Stella. So when I last saw you guys, my friend was like, you need a break. Let's go to Dallas. There is this Dior exhibit in the Dallas Museum, and we should go. And I was like, yes. So I was looking for flights, and I don't think I gave her time to rethink what she was proposing to me. I was like, already with the flight, already booking my day and everything. And we went, I would say it was like August something, 20 something. We went to Dallas. We went there for a girls trip. It was amazing. We had such a great time. I met my friend Laura, and she's very private, so I didn't record too much of what we did, but we did a lot of shopping, and we stayed in a hotel that was having like a fitness convention. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that was hilarious. They were waking us up at 7:30 in the morning with every single pool class that you can imagine. I didn't know there was like trampoline pool classes. I didn't know there was like underwater boxing classes, but we learned there are some. And it was non-stop. Every hour they had a class, and it was hilarious. We couldn't use the pool or anything, but we really enjoy the classes and looking at everybody, you know, interacting in those classes. I was so jealous that we couldn't get in because we were not part of the convention. However, okay, so if you guys don't know, don't remember, I used to work for Christian Dior, the House of Dior, for 3 years, from 2005 to 2008. I was that wild card person that they took a chance on for just a temporary position, and I was the top seller from day one, pretty much every month until I left. So I loved what I learned and experienced working retail at Dior, and I was so excited to go and see in person these haute couture gowns that are from the House of Dior. And I took up my camera with me, and I hope you enjoy this little vlog. It's like 7 minutes long, but you're gonna really like it, so I hope you enjoy. was so surprised. We went on a Friday. We went at 10:30, 10:45 something. Was our ticket to get in the exhibit, and I was surprised that at that time it was packed. It was sold out for the day and pretty much the weekend, and I was having so much fun to see things that we have read of, or I have read of, things that, you know, have seen, the crazy mind of Galliano. Whatever drama aside, he is a magician when it comes to, you know, in the bias dresses and crazy ideas that he came out with. And I really enjoy seeing these dresses in the flesh, or not in the flesh, but you know, in the mannequin. I'll have to say that. I don't know. But if you have the chance to go, just take the time and go. It's really worth it. I think Dallas is amazing. And I know this exhibit has been traveling for a while. I know they have one in London, and I don't know if they're gonna do like an European travel collection, or are they going to just put it somewhere else? I don't know. I know this has been in bolts pretty much since 1947, some of these dresses, and then some of them are in the United States, and I don't know where it's going next, but I hope it goes to Chicago or Los Angeles, something like that. It's really worth going, and if it's near me, I will definitely go again. It's that amazing. Okay, so let's talk giveaway. Last time I talked to you guys, I said I was going to go do a giveaway, and in Marilysa's fashion, I always like to take the time to make something with my two bare hands and show show my gratitude that way, like not saying anything about anybody else, but just the way that I like do things. And I think this is my third giveaway. So a little bit of a story before I start. I want to give credit where it goes, okay? So I have been having this sketchbook since pretty much 2015, and I have a lot of those around my house because of course I went to art school, and sometimes I have ideas and I like to put them down on a sketchbook, and I have been putting ideas down for a while. But since I was kind of dabbling into the idea of making project bags, I started to sketch a little bit more. So you guys know I went to art school. I'm an art major person, and I back in the day when I was in school, we had you know, I always was the one who was with all the boys, and you know, my friends in school were pretty much all male, and there was a lot of graffiti artists in school, and I love spending time with them. Love seeing things more raw. Yeah, I don't know. Graffiti is so spontaneous and pretty much amazing. That you can see things very basic and simple, and you can see things that are like breathtaking done with a spray. Like, hello, I take my hat off from the graffiti artists because there are seriously something. Anyway, so I used to do graffiti runs with them, which pretty much is like you make a stencil, you have something to complain about, and then you paint the city red with this, you know, things that you want to complain about. And I did couple of those with them, and I had the idea to do a graffiti bag, and I thought it was going to be the strongest idea, the best idea ever, and I tried to implement it, and for some reason it didn't work out. The stencil that I made was, I don't know, I didn't like it, it was too big. Also, I was dabbling in trying out different paints, fabric paints, and I have been noticing that a lot of fabric paint, it's very translucent instead of being opaque. So if you want to make something with a dark base, doing a translucent paint is seriously a shit show. So I learned that the hard way. So I was just trying to make this graffiti bag work, and I never could make it. And I do have another idea coming for that one, because that one is gonna happen. I No, I'm not kidding, it's happening. Anyway, so I sent a picture to Anna and my friend Laura, and they were like, that doesn't look like you. It looks like a, you know, they were very nice. For me, it looked like a little kid made it, and I was just so frustrated and crying, and my husband was like, you get frustrated so easily and you just give up, and you cannot give up in your dreams. And he gave me like a little cute speech. Anyway, so yeah, I sat down and I found this new show. It's a Mexican show. It's produced by Salma Hayek, and it's called Monarca. It's about a family, and it's a lot of corruption, and I bet, you know, I don't want to give too much away, but I try not to watch shows that are narco related, drug related, that are from Mexico, because I know Mexico is much more than that. And if you have never been to Mexico City, you should. It's pretty much my favorite city in North America, if not in the world. I love Mexico City. It's that eclectic, modern, with the super old 1500s, you know, architecture. Is so eclectic and amazing. Anyway, so I was watching this show and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna watch it. I bet it's good. You know, I want to give the ratings, whatever. And they were talking about festivities and First Communion and whatever. They were having this conversation. It came to me about papel picado. So I did a little kind of template, and I went and I did my stamp, and what I sketched and my stamp was night and day. It was not even what I envisioned it to be, but it came out beautifully. I am so proud of what I came out. And without further ado, and it's been 7 minutes since I've been talking about the bag, I'm gonna show you the bag that I make for the giveaway. So I made this bag with a cream background, and it has kind of like a fuchsia, like it's supposed to be hot pink, but it came out, you know, really pink. And I did different motifs, but the one that I'm in love is the work in progress one, because of course if you have a project bag, you have a work in progress. So in Mirror's Fashion, I have, you know, a pom-pom. I don't know if I'm going to keep this one. Maybe I changed it because I think this one is a little poofy. I don't like the proportion for the bag, but it's so cute. And with that, Skein Cocaine sent me a skein to give away, and I thought what will be great that combine these two together. So this is Skein Cocaine in her skinny vase, and I think she said this is from a sock club that she has, and this is for the June one. You have a progress keeper that comes with it, and I love this logo. She should keep it. Anyway, I love this one, and I think with this bag it will look amazing. Let me show you a little bit of the bag inside. I have a very punchy, contrasting lining inside, and then you have two pockets, because I know Anna was complaining I didn't have pockets on her. So this is gonna be giveaway number one, because you guys know I always do two. And I am going to also give this one away. This is hot pink vase with a black stamp on it. And again, we have the work in progress, and here you can see it's more, I would say edgy, but grown up. So that was one thing that Anna was saying, that she loves a lot of project bags, but they're very kiddish or kind of childish in a way, and she wanted something that it was very kind of cool and grown up. So I think this one will be amazing. Again, it's super soft. I did quilt cushioning on it, and the inside it has this punchy again lining, and then you have two pockets. And I found this tags, and please forget my nails, from whenever I used to make bows and baby stuff, and I put it in. So if you wonder what the name of my bags will be, it's gonna be Piruli. So here it goes. This is the bag, and then she and I think I showed you this one before. She sent me this one. This is Silk Cloud in the special colorway, and I believe she has like 30 something colors that she used to make this this colorway. And then I got for you guys the matching skinny in the fingering weight, and you're gonna get with this bag these two skeins. And what do you need to participate? So let's subscribe to this channel and then ask me a question. I want to be very simple. Ask me a question. I want to take my time, maybe a couple of episodes down, and just, you know, answer your questions. Sometimes, you know, you can make assumptions, you can do whatever. This time I'm just going to keep this on YouTube. I'm going to show my bags on Instagram and move here to come here, like, and ask me something, but it's gonna be only for YouTube. So we're gonna have 2 giveaways here on YouTube. So I think last time I did like 1 Instagram, 1 YouTube. You know, the reality, this is a YouTube channel. It is what it is. So yeah, so let's talk about knitting. Okay, a couple of days ago I posted a progress picture of my last FO. I'm going to talk about that a little bit, but before that, there you go. Before that, I want to take a time to talk a little bit about what I said. What I said. What was that show? I don't know. Anyway, so I said on my post, and I'm going to look it up. I want to be kind of, you know, this was on September 5th, and I was like, I'm done. It's the last Colorwork for a while and last hunter sweater. After much reflection and observation, I rarely use Colorwork on my day-to-day outfits, so I'm gonna knit what works instead of what's trendy. Cause why I move from fast fashion to knit trends I don't use, and I use a swear word. Not sorry. I have a sweater with Colorwork that I think it will work, and I will talk about that too. You know, very classy, very elegant, and this I was talking about something that I want to make soon. Of course, you know, I'm very scripted all the time. So let's talk about that. Okay, so first of all, I want to talk about why I think it's gonna be my last hunter sweater. Number one, besides the drama that is happening, okay, and I'm very understanding, and you guys know I like to keep the conversation kind of neutral, if we can say that, not attacking anybody. But if you don't know, there has been some things surfacing or coming out, and a lot of people are mad about it. I really am waiting for an answer and reply, and I totally believe that people should take their time to reply. Like, we have this idea that being smart or really caring for something has to come with a quick reply, and the reality is some of us need the time to think what we're gonna reply, sit with the discomfort, sit with the answer, and then answer to the world. And I totally think that she has that right, and we should wait. However, when you don't come out clean and say like, hey guys, I feel uncomfortable and I want to reply, I'm gonna take a break until I think I am ready, you should come clean and probably say something like that. It doesn't have to be like that, you know what I mean? Like, bring something that will give us, you know, kind of, okay, we're gonna wait. But to come in and say that, you know, you have Wi-Fi problems and whatever, when we have been following you for 2 years and you post every day 10 times a day, hello, we're not stupid. So with that said, you know, besides that, I think she has been in this Colorwork kick, and it worked for her very well. But the reality is that what she does and what I wear doesn't mix. So I have to sit down now, from now on, and think in the whys. And the reality is that I think she needs a sabbatical, she needs a break, and she needs to pretty much get people in her team that will pretty much give her like positive feedback, instead of being like, oh my god, everything you do is great. Because when you do that to an artist, you're doing them a disservice. Nobody in this world who's making something creative can only have a team who will say to them how great they are. They need somebody in their team that will pretty much test the boundaries and give them the feedback that they need to keep on growing. So I think she's a little bit kind of like stagnant there. That's all I have to say. Going to, that was 4 minutes of thing to say. Okay, going back to the Colorwork. Last year, I think it was April 2018, I took my time and I sat down and I did a little bit of research and I looked what I had in my closet and then I did the work and I did some plans for summer 2018 and fall 2018. And I was so mindful of the things that I was doing that pretty much everything that I made in that period of time is amazing. Like, I have no regrets whatsoever. The things that I have made, I wear them all the time. After that, I started to get a little bit sidetracked with trends and with things that are kind of you know, kind of that kick that I want to make it because I want to be, you know, part of, you know, whatever sweater, and I lost a little bit of my sight. So right now I am taking the time to pretty much ask myself, you know, like, do I have more than one of those? Is this going to be a duplicate? You know, like, if this design, I have it already. If that design, do I wear a lot or I don't? So if I am doing something that I already have and I already don't wear, why will I make another one? And you have to understand that, you know, I am very cheap with my yarn choices. I try not to go super luxe. But anyway, besides that, I will have to say, pretty much an average, my sweaters are $100 at least. And some go over, some go under, but average is around 100. So $100 is a lot of money. I don't know about you, but for me, that's a lot of money to have sitting on my closet and not using it. And to add that the average amount of hours that you put on a sweater is 100 to 120 hours. Hello. In the in, oh my god, I'm overexposed. In the state of Washington, the minimum wage is $15. Multiply that by 120 hours. Hello, there's a lot of hours. Okay, so then I have to ask, do I have duplicates? And number two, is it flattering? Does it look good on me? And that's the tricky part, right? Because it's not something that you can go on a hanger on a store and you can try it on. It's something that you have to have the vision. So I need to make the effort to take my time, let people make, I am so overexposed, hold on. I have to let people make their sweaters and then see that sweater, that style, that design in different bodies, right? We always see the designer and a couple of test knitters, pretty much different sizes. But I have to take my time to, you know, just let people make it, try it on, and then I will decide. Because right now I have this sweater that I finished and my neckline is up here and the designer is down here. So right there we have a problem because it's my gauge. I don't know what's going on, but even though if I paid attention to what it looks on her, I have no answers, because sometimes they do these pictures very dramatic, very artsy, right? Because everybody with an iPhone believes that they're a photographer now. Hello, give me a break. They do a lot of pictures that are very glam, Instagram kind of artsy, instead of showing exactly how it looks on. And that's why I like when people do bust forms, and I appreciate that, because in a bust form, it just, you know, it just sit there, and instead of me doing, you know, like weird things with my hand or my body or whatever. So I need to be very mindful now of silhouettes, and I will see that with the design, different pictures, and then different sweaters on different bodies. And then I have to work also with color combination and then materials. Like here in Seattle, we have a very mild, I would say, winter. It's not too cold, so I have been noticing that I've been going to or reaching for super bulky yarns when the reality, and then to top it off, I have bulky and then I have Colorwork, which it makes it very difficult to wear it under a coat. And then as a final piece, I don't like to have like punchy Colorwork. Let's see, reality. So also another point, I have to see, sorry, the sun is coming out and it's like right in my face. Anyway, so I have to check also lifestyle, right? What is my lifestyle? How will I wear this? And I have to make a conscious effort to understand that what's my style, right? What's my style? There's something that we never ask ourselves, and you can see yourself if you pay attention to what you wear. If I pay attention to what I wear jeans and t-shirts. That's all I wear. I wear dresses here and there, but pretty much I am a plain Jane kind of thing. And I like to accessorize and put like that punch, that wild card element on my accessories. So the reality is that I'm making a sweater. It's not, it's not a white shirt. So I need to figure it out. Okay, I'm more a basic kind of girl. So why I'm making this Colorwork? Then there are two out there for me. And it is what it is, right? So flattering color, materials, lifestyle, silhouette, that's I would say. And then also why I'm choosing the things I'm choosing. I am choosing the things I'm choosing because they're trendy, and then I want to be behind trends, or I want to be like, oh, I want to be left behind. And that's something that I have to work with, because who the fuck cares that I don't have the latest freaking ghost horses awful, like, by the way, that's the most awful sweater I've seen in my life. Like, who will wear that? That is the most dated shit Okay, so with that, I went, I have been, with that said, I have been figuring it out, or writing down the whys I don't wear things. And you guys are gonna be like, wow, she has like extra time. And yes, I do. I have no shame about that. And number two, I always, I'm very observant, and I like to understand, okay, why I'm not reaching for this sweater, like what's going on. So I've been documenting in my journal, because I have a journal every day. I get into it. I think I have not gone into it today. It's okay. I have been getting in my journal and putting down why, and you know, sometimes like I need this, I need like a black pants or black jeans or not skinny, whatever. So I have been documenting the why I have not reached for some sweaters, and I took 3 sweaters that I have wore like consistently, and I gave them like 1, 2, 3. Of course, 3 is the least I wore it out of my favorites, and then my least favorites and things I have not even touched. So with that said, let's talk about least favorites or my worst makes. So I would say my I would say this is number 1. Let's go for number 1, 2, 3, and then from 3 to 1. This sweater. My Forever 21 sweater, which is pretty much a petite knit no frill sweater, and in the shit show of a yarn that I got from Retold Dyes, is my least favorite sweater in the whole wide world. I hate this in with passion, and the fact that I spend $217, $214 in yarn is insane, and I have never ever wear this thing, and I think I will never wear it. However, because there's a lot of money compromised and some love and hate knitted into this sweater, I cannot see myself throwing this away or giving it away. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna dye it up. It's gonna be black. You will survive. I think if I dye it, it needs to be super dark, because it needs to cover even those speckles. I don't want to even see the fucking speckles. I am going to over dye on a over dyed already sweater, and the reality is that I wasted my money. I should have bought like the skeins to just dye black. Okay, keep on going with color and flattering topic. I have my swag sweater from Caitlin Hunter. So this one, I will have to say, is a sweater that I have wore like 3 times in since I made it, and I made this like 2 years ago almost. Yeah, I made it for Thanksgiving 2017. So this was my first big girl kind of like sweater, and I was so excited. I love the yarn. I love how it speckles up. There's nothing wrong that I will have to say about the color choices and combination. The reality is that I see my wardrobe and the things that I like to wear. This is very cool tone, and I am more of a warm tone. And given the fact that I always wear jeans, it looks so bad. Number 2, I didn't take the time to swatch because I didn't know that was a thing and I needed to do it. So it's very oversized, and it's not that oversized that it looks good. It's oversized like you took it from your mom. So that's why this sweater don't work. But maybe one day I'll find somebody who will give it a good home and it will go to that person. And then another one that I wore like a couple of times, and I have to say, I don't see myself wearing this anymore. I feel it's so... Okay, so referring style, I will have to say that my style is like effortless chic, right? Chic. I will have to say I'm very classic, feminine, and kind of edgy. So if I want to put my life in a sentence, it will be dressing down to go downtown. I like that. However, I think this thing is like, what the fuck, let's go to the cabin. And I am not a cabin person, and the reality is that I don't like the silhouette of me. It looks like a sack of potatoes with a little bit of you know, of a sleeve. And I think also the color combination was atrocious. I know for some people will be like, what the hell are you talking about? This is so contrasty between each other that I think that's why I don't like it. Because if it was probably something more subtle, I will be in love with it, but this is too striking for me, and it looks awful on me. It's just, I don't like it. And I cannot wear a coat over. I cannot wear my purse. I have to wear something underneath. It's super heavy. It's alpaca. Also, you know, don't get me wrong, I love the softness and squishiness that this brings, but the reality is that with my wardrobe, it doesn't. Let's talk about my favorite sweater. So you guys know I have talked about this, and I bitch and complain about this sweater so much. What's going on? Ugh. Better. The sun is out, and it's just like, I cannot figure this out. Okay, let's go in. Let's keep on going. You will survive. So I complained about this sweater for so long. I thought it was like the most boring thing ever. I ran out of yarn. I used that Mungo by Retrosaria, and I got this color. I got 3 skeins in Told, and then I went back to get more, to get a 4th one to finish my sleeves, and the colorway was like night and day. I don't know what happened. It was like cream base, and this one is a gray base. So without further ado, my number 3 most worn sweater is the Piece of Silver by Vera Malimaki, and this was on the Lane magazine #1. And I have to say, I hated this thing. I hate making this thing, but I use this so much. It has a turtleneck kind of situation, which I think I should have done like only 4 inches instead of doing the 10 that it asked for. I should have done, I did 8, I didn't even go to, or 9, something like that. But when I wear this is so pretty on. And then again, it's a classy kind of sweater. The speckles are not too contrasting, so you have, you know, a medium gray with light gray and then dark gray, so it works and it make it really pretty. People stop me and ask me like, oh my god, your sweater is amazing. I'm like, ah, bitch, I made it. So I love this thing. I wore it so much and I need to refresh that, give it a bath, because fall is coming and I'm gonna use that a lot. Okay, number 2, and I was really surprised that I have used this so much, but this is the Wool and Honey sweater by Andrea Maury. Oop, what the, why? My autofocus was like, fuck you. Okay. Okay, so Vera Malimaki, and this is the Wool and Honey, and I again had so much trouble making this up, and I was not enjoying it. It was not enjoyable at all. But the reality is that the fabric that it makes is amazing. I like the textures of it, although it was a pain in the butt. And then all these details make it super cute. I did take my time to get the right yarn, the right color. I swatch. I think it's that really kind of rustic. You have a little bit of the speckles. It's warm. It goes with my wardrobe. So this was a win. I am so glad I finished that one. You guys have no idea. And then surprisingly, my most worn sweater is the Plum by Junko Okamoto. And you guys are gonna be like, what? That was your most worn sweater? It was my most, I cannot talk. It was my most worn sweater. You guys have no idea. I love this thing so much and I love it a lot. It's a oversized sweater that works. You have kind of like a reversible sweater, so you don't have like a front and a back. You can do the boat neck on the front or the V-neck on the front. Right now I have it on the back. Let me show you. And then because I have the V-neck on the back, for some reason, the sweater sits lower on my booty, so it covers my booty. I like that it's super oversized and, oh my god, free the ends. So I like that I can just bring it up, and then I sometimes use it with, you know, my jeans. I tuck it in. I wear it over dresses. I wear it with by itself. I wear it sometimes with my little shoulder out. I wear it with jeans, skirts. This is so versatile, and because it's so oversized, it looks intentionally so cool. And right now with the oversized trend, and if you don't know that, there's a lot of like super oversized trends coming to your way. So this is pretty much like spot on. The universe collaborated with me. I love this thing. I love the fact that you have this cable going down, and then you have, you know, kind of this rib texture, and it goes and encounters with the cuff. Of course, she gives you like the best techniques ever. She is a genius, if not the best designer ever. I think to this day is my favorite designer, and I think she is so creative and freaking smart. Anyway, so you have again the rib here, and you go and you work a little bit of lace, then you have the color work, and then you have the cable going down on your shoulder. It stops here for the color work, and then you pick it up again and it goes down on your elbow until it reaches your cuff. And to top it off, under your armpit you have the same motif, and then it just blends with the rib. So I know some people have done it, they don't like it because it's so oversized. I love it. I can pull it off and it looks so freaking current. And I also love the yarn. It's a Japanese yarn, of course, because I needed to keep in trend. And I even love the nice contrast that you have here going on. Like you have a little bit of color work, but it's not wild. It looks like, she said it's plums, but it looks more like flower to me. So yeah, so I've been talking again for an hour and I have not shown any FOs, so let me take a break and then come back and talk a little bit about FOs. Okay, sun is out. I have to turn my lights off because it was like overexposed. So let's talk about, after I talk for an hour and 40, no I'm kidding, I have talked like for 40 minutes. It's okay, you can skip it. So let's talk about finished objects. So last time I was working on my Koiwa by Kindling Hunter and I was not a fan of it. I have to say I feel a little bit better about the sweater. However, if I want to, I don't know, it's just, I don't know, I need to probably wear it before I give like a final verdict, but it is what it is. So let's talk about yarn. I used the Retrosaria Brusca. I bought 6 skeins of it. They're 50 grams I think, and I have 47 grams, so I used 3 grams out of this. Is insane. I was out pretty much right here and I had to open another one just for a couple of rows, but that's totally okay. And then I have 28 grams left of this. This is the Dandelions and Daisies Moonflower Merino DK, and this is a DK more like a light worsted kind of situation. So, and this is a light worsted as well. It worked tremendously. I love the combination, I have to say, and I love half of this sweater. I have to say I love half of this sweater. I use the US 5 for the rib and then US 7 for the body. And then again, if I put this on, and I will probably put this on, the neck, the sweater doesn't fit me how it looks on her. So that's why I was thinking like, oh, I need to really take my time to see if you know, if it's just me or what's going on. But for me, it doesn't, I think it has to be also with the yarn. Like this is like just like a regular yarn, it's not a superwash. And then the other one, this one is a superwash. So I was, you know, kind of like doubting this situation, and if I do it again, I will omit it, because I think you have a lot of organic thing going on, and then you go into graphic, and I don't know, it feels disconnected. If I'm going to be a little bit more technical, whoever has more experience than me between graphic and organic can think differently. This is what I think. And I have to say, I was a little bit worried about the sleeves. You have a bell-shaped kind of sleeve, the sweater finished with an I-cord, and you have this organic flower feather kind of motif again on the sleeve. I was again worried about the details and the texture on the sleeve. Then again, you go here, you increase, then you go down, and then you increase again, just to have that bell shape situation going on. And you know, if I have, what's going on? Okay, so if I have to give a tone or like a sentence to this sweater, it will be log camming, whatever. And I think Anna gave that one to me. It's very it's not for my lifestyle. It looks if 21, because you guys know I had somebody say like, oh, is that Forever 21? They're gonna ask me if I got this one at Goodwill. Like, I am not kidding. This looks very dated. It looks like somebody died with the sweater. She rotten with the sweater. They put her down in the coffin with the sweater. She rotten. She decomposed. The sweater was still standing. They exhumated the corpse and took the sweater out of the corpse, and then cremated the person, put it in a little box and on a niche, and then the sweater went to Goodwill. That's the story I have on this sweater. Somebody died in the sweater. They, put it down on the ground with the sweater. I think this is not my style, and it says 1970 instead of being 70s inspired with a 2019 kind of silhouette. This is 1970 dated as fuck. That's all I have to say about this. I think there's nothing else to say. If you are more earthy than I am, this is your sweater. Effortless, chic, and look having, no match. I'm like, have you seen that Sex and the City that she was like, going with her boyfriend to the cabin, and she went to McDonald's. She's like, can I have a cheeseburger and a cosmopolitan? That's it. Okay, like, sorry, that's me. So that's an FO fail. I hope I have the same outcome as this one, that I hate it with passion and then become my favorite sweater. Only time will tell. Only time will tell, but I doubt it. Then again, you know, it's nothing wrong with the sweater, although I think it's dated. Hello, get current. We expect you a little bit more, but it was my fault, because I should have paid more attention. And I bought the pattern and I was like, I don't know. And then I saw the yarn and I was like, I saw somebody, I think Jackie from the Caddy Jacks was doing it. I was like, oh, you know, FOMO, fear of missing out. And I was just like, I need to go get it. That is what peer pressure is all about. And I need to be more mindful with that. Stop the preaching, Mary Lisa. Stop the preaching. Okay. Oh Lord, the things that I say, and then I cannot take them back. And then people hate me for it, but you know, it's gonna be okay. Okay, let's talk about whips. And let's do a little bit of, last time I didn't have only the Koewa as a whip, and that's my FO. And I talk a little bit about some dream knitting and some yarn that I got for some of those, and I wanted to give you a little update. So last time I talked about the Rift by Jacqueline. I can never say the name. I'll put it down here. Jacqueline. And she used farmer's daughter, whatever. No. No. So I got this yarn. It was $7. This is Queensland Collection United, and this is a combination of wool, 55% lamb wool and 45% cotton. Love this color. I thought it was gonna work. The suggested yarn for this sweater was Sport to DK, and this is a sport, so I thought, you know, maybe it works. And I swatched for it and I didn't get gauge. The swatch is somewhere. I didn't brought my swatches. I'm not gonna get up, because when I recorded on Wednesday, I got up like 8 times. It was ridiculous. It was so much editing and like cutting and cutting and cutting. It's not happening. And now I understand. I don't have my swatches here, so we're not gonna have any swatches. No. Oh, there's some here, but there's some here. That's it. I have one. Okay, let me put my yarn in waiting here, because I'm gonna talk about this in a moment. Okay, so I swatched. It was too small. I didn't get gauge. I swatched with the bigger needle, and I think the suggested was a size 8, and I didn't get with 8 or 9, so I decided not to go with this one, and then go ahead and buy a DK weight yarn. And I went and I got this Scout yarn in the DK, and this color is 709 Sunflower Heather, and I was so in love with this sweater. I need a sweater in this color. It's amazing. And I did it in a US size 8 needle, and it was too small too. So I was just like, I definitely need to do a worsted weight yarn for that sweater, and I found some yarn that I can use. The only thing is that it looks just like that denim. It's really bluey grayish. I think it's gonna work, but for now I'm gonna put that one in the back of, you know, in my mood board, and I'm gonna think and sit with the idea of doing it in that color. Maybe I will go ahead and do it in another color, because I do need a lot of black sweaters and more solid color instead of variegation. So I put that one on the side, and I wanted to give you an update. And I used another yarn, but we're not gonna talk about that because it's gonna be too long. So the other sweater that I talked about was the diaphanous raglan, and I got this yarn, which is the Kid Silk Haze, the Rowan, in the color 610. And then I got this was like $13, WYS West Yorkshire Spinner Signature 4-ply. This is, I think, 75% wool, 25% nylon. I said I'm gonna regret this. To this day, I'm not regretting anything. And this has like a coppery kind of undertone, kind of like a rose gold shine there. And I was so excited to start my diaphanous raglan. I got gauge, and I decided to do it in a size medium, and I think it's too small. So I have my diaphanous raglan in the French Supply Town bag, and I don't know if you guys have seen the new one, plum color. I think I need to go and buy it because it's ridiculously beautiful. Okay, so without further ado, my first whip is my diaphanous raglan, and I am currently in the rib. I started, it looks really short, I don't know, but if I put it in here, it looks kind of right. The only concern that I have right now is that I think it's too big, but then again, I got gauge, so I don't know what's going on. I will have to just pretty much wait. This is the fabric that it makes. I hope it's focusing. And then this is the sleeve, and then it has like a nice construction. So you start pretty much here, and you start with the increases, and you start with the left shoulder cap, and ooh, there you go. You start with the left shoulder cap, and you start with your increases, and it's kind of fun because you have to divide your skein in two, because you need to make a little bit, drop the fingering weight, stay with the mohair, and then grab another one. So it's kind of fun. At first I was like, what's going on? But it took me a little bit, not a little bit, it was just like just dropping. Because when I knit this too, for some reason the yarn kind of like tangles into itself. So every time I dropped one, I had to untangle the mohair to, you know, do the mohair and then pick the other one. And then when I dropped that one, it was the same thing. It was all tangle. So it was weird. But you do the left shoulder cap, and then you do the right, and then you join pretty much here. And I'm using a US size 7 needle, and then I need to change to an US 7. Ooh, I don't know where I am now. I need to change. I think I dropped. I don't know where I am. So I only could found a US size 4 needle that is on another project, and I don't have it in me to buy another US size 4. I know there's somewhere, but yeah. So really nice. I really like it. I really like the fabric it's making. And then again, you know, I am a creature of habit. What works, I do it until I'm blue in the face. And then what else? Oh, so she has in her pattern, she has a link to see how you put both shoulder caps together right in the back, middle of your back. And I thought that was super nice. It's super simple. This pattern, I will say, is kind of like beginner to beginner intermediate, or advanced beginner. And I love it. I don't know what kind of shoulder sleeve I'm gonna do. I was thinking about doing probably a balloon sleeve and then cuff it here instead of here. So I think this, because it's so short, I think proportion wise it will look better for me if I do just the balloon up to my on top of my elbow. But I have to finish the rib to decide which one I'm gonna make, because if it's too big then it probably will not work, and I need to do probably something shorter, maybe longer. So it's to be determined. And then this pattern has some decreases. You decrease on the waist before you start the rib. I decided not to do that, and then just go ahead and do an US size 4, which is the suggested. I try not to switch needles when I do the rib because it doesn't look good on my body, but because it's so cropped, I think it will work. I hope it works, you know. If not, I'm screwed, because, you know, frogging mohair with fingering weight yarn is a nightmare. But yeah, that's my diaphanous raglan by JC Made Design. Okay, let's talk about my second work in progress. But before that, I'm going to sneak in a little bit of dream knitting that I already swatched for, and I don't know, and I have the yarn ready for it. So my next colorwork, I would not say it's even colorwork, it's just like I have like a little, it looks a lot like that plum. You just have one colorwork, and it's very delicate across. So I was thinking about doing this Mission Accomplished by Espastico, and I got the same yarn that she used, and I bought the Lichen and Lace yarn in the nutmeg color. Then my contrast is in this gray, and I don't know which is the color, birch. So it's called Birch, and I thought that looks so cute. And then again, a lot of the rusty that works. Maybe I need to move out or move away from this color, but super excited to start this one. I need to finish pretty much one of the other whips that I am working on, and then move to the mission. Why did I say mission? Mizoni Accomplish. Mizoni Accomplish by Melissa Clulo. Sorry, I butchered her name. So yeah, super excited about that. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. And her suggested needle is US 6, and I got gauged with that US 5, so I guess she is more of a tight knitter or loose knitter. I don't know. What? I don't now I don't remember what no, US 7, and I think I got gauged with US 6, so yeah, that's why. Okay, I don't know. There we go. I knew I had something. Okay, so with that said, I had this yarn lingering here. Then out of the sudden, the Pom Pom magazine came out with a new magazine, and of course, Pom Pom magazine would be the new edition. And I definitely went right away to Ravelry, and I was like, oh my god. So it launched on Friday, and I went to get this yarn, and I came in and I was like, one of those magazines are mine. And then everybody looked at me like, crazy just arrived. And I was like, yes, you have no idea. Anyway, but I got the magazine. And I got it because there's not a sweater that I don't love here, although I will not make or you know, whatever that I don't love from here. The only thing is that, of course, I'm not gonna make any of them, but or all of them, but I was in love with this sweater, and this is the Eventide, I think it's called. Yeah, and it's made in Queens & Co. Finch, and I think this also is part of my dream knitting. I love the scallop kind of idea. You know, it looks really approachable and kind of really nice to style this up. I think it will be really nice to style. And you know, there's some others that I do love as well, but my favorite, more than the Eventide, was the Astragal by Ainur Berkimbojeva. Sorry, I butchered your name. So this is the Astragal. This is the back, and I love the simplicity of it. Again, it's like effortless, chic kind of design. You have a very simple kind of, you know, twisted rib design, and then you have a little bit of a scallop here on the hem and on the sleeves. And let me show you. There we go, my boobs are in display. Here is the same motive. So if I'm going to read the description, because you guys know I am a description whore. Hold on. It says, Astragal is an autumn's hopeful beacon, taking her satisfying splash of jumping into water as her starting point. Ainur designed a textured yoke of radiating sea spray, worked from the top down in clean reverse stockinette, while cuffs and hem are adorned with gentle waves of twisted stitches. The lines between the yoke's droplets gave us not even with glasses, gave us the name Astragal, after the molding that hold the glass storm panels in place on a lighthouse lamp room. And it says here, if you have never tried a crop garment before, we encourage everyone to give it a try. This shape is one of our perennial favorites because it is so versatile and can be layered endlessly for fresh styles as temperature drop. Sold. Let me change my battery. Okay, whatever. So let's talk about the Astragal. I had to change my battery, and pretty much when I change my batteries, because I've been talking for an hour. So last time when I recorded on Wednesday, I have not even finished talking about the 3 best and worst sweaters that I own or I have made. I was out of battery. So that was out that long. Anyway, so without further ado, this is the Astragal, and I am pretty much here, and I'm a little worried. I think it's gonna be too skinny on me. However, the sweater on the model looks like is very tight, so let's hope it's gonna be okay. Okay, so I'm using let me sit down. Okay, so I had that yarn that I had for the Mizoni Accomplish, and I decided to swatch with the Scout for this one. I thought this color was going to be amazing. I swatched with the suggested needle US 5 and didn't get gauge. It was huge, so I was just like, I don't know if I want to go down in needle size, so I'm just going to go ahead and try the Jiao. Have it here by Retrosaria. I have a sweater quantity of this one, and I swatched with that US size 5, and again, it was too big. It was awfully big. So it's just like, what's going on, you know? And then I had this Spartway yarn, and I said, let me try it. I swatched with a US 5 needle, and it was too big. And then I got a Tuku wool yarn that I bought for the Poet a couple of months ago. I have a sweater quantity as well. Swatch, and it was good, but it was too gauzy. It was really I needed like a heavier weight. So I decided to use this yarn again and then swatch with a US size 4, and I got gauge width-wise, not lengthwise. Lengthwise was a little bit taller than it should, but when I read the instructions for the pattern, it's very customizable, so it doesn't matter. If you if you reach 9 inches from the top of the rib to whatever, then you separate sleeves or whatever. So I was more worried about height, but in reality I didn't need to be. So I got gauged with this one, and I thought, hey, I can buy some different contrast for this one, and then because I really loved how it looked in the light gray, and I went to the store, the Tea Cozy here in Seattle, to get more, and then I saw another color that I was like, I have a kick of it, and I got the same one. So it's the Lichen and Lace in the color rose, and I was just like, okay, another rose sweater, I'll do it because I know I want to wear it a lot. So yeah, so that's the yarn that I am using. I got 5 of those, and I started with the twisted ribs, and I was pretty much here, and I was just like, reverse stockinette, I think it's a pearl. Like when so I just like, I'm not gonna be purling this. So I was following the instructions, how she wrote them with the increases and the motif and all that, until I pretty much I think I was like right here, or maybe I was a little bit higher. Yeah, I think, let me see, I was a little bit higher when I decided, yeah, I was here when I decided to slip a stitch and then reverse the project and then go in stockinette, and then finish it that way. So I posted about it on my Instagram, and I tagged the designer, and she replied to me. I said, hey, I want to send you a question, and she was like, hey, I don't see it. So she gave me some follow-up. I asked her if she think I could do it in in the reverse and just slip a stitch and then turn it around, and she was like, yes, just check your gauge, and then you can even do the motifs that is on the hem on the reverse. And she gave me the pointers, and she replied so freaking fast, and I have to say thank you so much, because we want that, we want you to be very proud of the work, and then also be approachable, right? I know when volume comes in, it's very difficult, but with the price of my pattern, it should come in with a little bit of that 101 from the client, so with the designer. So I thought that was amazing, and thank you so much for replying. And I was seriously about to be like, I'm not gonna do this, and I can probably, I'm not that advanced to make the decision for myself. I needed somebody else to ask, and what better than to ask the designer, and even better that she replied like freaking right away. So thank you so much, Anya. And to say something, if I can say something a little bit more about this sweater, I am still in love, even though I have 2 sweaters that are pretty much the same color, and it's again very delicate, very ladylike, and very classy. So I think I'm gonna have this sweater in rotation, and I am going to do the 3/4 sleeves, the same thing. I'm not going to change too much. Maybe I do change, I don't know, but right now that I just divided for the sleeves, I'm in love. I'm a little bit worried that it's gonna be too small, but I think it's gonna be okay. I need to block it aggressively. And with that, I am done with the knitting portion of this podcast. If you're not into sewing, then it's time for you to sign up. If not, then keep on watching. Okay, let's keep it that. Okay, so I have a couple of things that I work. Let me go get them, by the way. The first time that I get up. Wow, that's surprising. Okay, yes, I have been talking crap and I made this. I know, I'm aware. Okay, so I bought this fabric, and in Berkeley when I went in the Stone. I'm gonna put the name of the store here. I got this fabric. It's a linen rayon blend, and it's really pretty. I really like it. It's not my colors, but I think I can make it work. Maybe do a blazer on top and then a belt and whatever. It looks really pretty on. So this pattern is from the Vogue 9075, and I did this view, and it looks seriously like that. The only thing that I don't like about this pattern, then again, I'm not a fan of their instructions, to be very honest. I think I like the McCall's instructions a lot, because they make a lot of sense, and they're not too complicated when they shouldn't. And then if I didn't do any alterations to this pattern, if I'm gonna do this again, which I probably will do it, probably in black or in a solid color, I will take like half of an inch from the body, because it's too long for me, and it bubbles on the back, because of course the waist, you know, it's tight, and then you have this, it looks more excess, or I should have done the petite instead of adjusting anywhere else. And then again, this is a highly panel, you know, kind of top. And for me to do it by myself, it's really difficult. And I need to get my bust form out of storage, because I put it down on storage. That's why you don't see it here. It's just because it's in storage. But if I had that, I will be, you know, more easy for me to adjust. But I will probably put a picture of a video of me wearing this here, and I have to say, I love it. I love Vogue patterns, like the styling and like just the general aesthetic of them. I just have to then again work a little bit more with my fabric choices. And you know, I have this fabric and I wanted to use it. I just think that I didn't take my time to, when I went there, I didn't have like a list of things that I wanted to buy, and I just went to, oh, this is cheap or whatever works, so I'm gonna get 3 yards and a half. So I got 3 yards and a half of this, and I wanted to use it. So, you know, maybe I will give it away. Maybe if I work in the you know, soon, I will be able to use it. It looks very work, like office attire, and it's because I think it's because of the fabric, and even the print is a little bit older than I used to use, and definitely like I don't use these colors, but I'll make it work. I can style it with a bunch of like necklaces, a belt, or I can even like do a blazer and then belt it on top instead of like have the belt in the inside. But Vogue 9075, I love this too. This is gonna happen. And then again, I need to shorten my torso because I have like a petite torso. And then the other FO is the Cielo dress. I think last time I recorded, I have this Cielo top, and this is by Closet Case Patterns, and she came out with this bundle, I think like a month ago or something, and I was so excited. I did the top and I use it a lot, like pretty much right now it's in I wore it already and I just washed it, and because I use again with the black one, and then this one I use this linen blend from Joann's, and it's like I will have to say it's like 50 something linen and then 40 something rayon. And I have to say I am not a fan. I took this out of the wash and I have not even you know, pressed this, but this time I do again the facing on the neck, and I didn't put the interfacing. I just left it without it because for the other one it bubbles up tremendously and it didn't lay out flat like I wanted it. And I always have this situation going on, but she has the option to do a bias tape with the same fabric and then finish in the neck. And I think for the next time that I do this one, I'm gonna do that because I don't like to be pressing shit, like seriously. That's why I got this linen with a little bit of rayon, so I don't have to like press it too much. And then I did the version with the hidden pockets, and it's so cute on. And then again, I will pick a picture here. And then I did it a little bit shorter than she suggested. I did like a 2" or 2.5" hem, and I should have done like a 2". It's like too short, but it works, you know. And then again, it's a solid. I love it. It's very travel appropriate, and I did that one for my Dallas trip. I didn't use it. I didn't use that one at all. Anyway, so I am working on this one, and I left all the pieces, but I am making this one for Vancouver Fractals that I'm going soon, so maybe that one you will see it next time. And then I went to Joann's. They have the Vow patterns, all the patterns, Simplicity, Butterick, and then McCall's and Vow for $5. I think it's until the end of this week. And I got this one again, very easy Vow, and I got the kind of halter. I was not into this, not because my ribcage is gonna be out, although you can close it out, but I thought it was gonna be a halter, and it's not. It's a complete bag. So I was just like, okay, I can wear, you know, a bra or whatever. So I think I'm going to probably wait for this one. Maybe I'll do, I don't know, like a holiday party kind of dress. And then the other one that I got, this is Vow 9265, and I love this silhouette. The only thing that I am not a fan of is just that, for instance, for my size, I need 3 yards of the outside, and then I need 2.5 yards of lining fabric. So if that's a lot of fabric. So I don't know, I have to look into the pattern to see why I need so much lining fabric, because 2.5 yards is a lot of fabric. But if I do it, and if that's what I need, then I will do something probably see-through, you know. And then I wanted to get this one, and let me check the number of it, because it has the number of the display. Okay, it's Vow 9253, and I've been like going on a rampage with Vow. Like, I have all of them, and they the other day posted about this pattern, and they said it's the most popular pattern right now for them. And I was like, I don't have it, I'm gonna go and get it. And then again, I was not a fan of the super low front, but you know, I don't have too much boobies, or you can always, you know, put something to make it close it up. And you can do it in the long and the midi version, and I am so excited to get my pattern game going, because I have been more of an indie pattern person, and right now I'm just like I feel tell us how you feel, Marilisa. Hello. Okay, let me tell you. No, I'm not gonna tell you. Okay, let me tell you. This is the thing. I find that a lot of indie patterns that are out there, we have seen that shit for years. Like, you are not reinventing the freaking wheel. And I have seen like even stuff that I'm like, that was like 3 years ago. Like 3 years ago, that was trendy. Like, why the fuck are you coming out with that? So the indie pattern people need to step it up, because you guys are boring as fuck. And there's some that are like, the named company is super trendy. The paper cut patterns are super fun. The Friday patterns are awesome as well. Oh, I didn't talk about Stella stuff. So I made some mini culottes, and I'm going to post a little video here of me wearing those. I made those for my travel day to go to Dallas, and Stella sell them. They're black with the Prima cotton fabric that I got at Joann's, 50% off. It was $19.99. I got it $9.99. I got 2 yards. It was $20. I made this pants in pretty much 2 hours, cut to finish, and she saw them and she was so in love, and I was just like, I couldn't say no to her. So she took those for Thailand, and she said that she has been wearing those non-stop. And then also I made her the Trudy top, and I will put a picture here, and that one is from the hemming.com. that is an Australian designer. She has some patterns for sale, and then she has some patterns that are like a free tutorial. We saw this person in the Jacqueline Salem Instagram, and then we saw that we went digging, and she wanted to have this top to take to Thailand, and I made it, and she have used that one as well a lot. Really easy. I used not even like a half a yard of cotton that I had like laying around, and yeah, she was so proud that I made her some stuff. It's so cute. And yeah, I think that's it. I think for real now. Like, shut the fuck up. What time is it? Woo! It's 12. I am so okay. My husband wants. Okay, so without further ado, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.